morning everyone. I am Kavya Rajesh of 2nd MA Economics and I am here to discuss a few topics based upon the Jorgens model. First we look into what is meant by Jorgens model. The Jorgens model of a dual economy. In the model, Jorgens assumes a dual economy where traditional agriculture and modern manufacturing sector exist together. Agriculture sector. We can look into what is meant by agriculture sector. Production in agriculture sector is a function of labor and land. Supply of land is fixed and hence diminishing returns to scale exist in the agriculture sector. At the initial level, however, the supply of all the factors are assumed to be variable and hence a simple Cobb-Douglas production function with a constant return to scale exist. So the initial production function in the agriculture sector is, we can look into equation. The equation is y is equal to E raised to alpha t into L raised to beta into P raised to 1 minus beta. Here y is the agriculture output and E is the technical progress or change. It is assumed to be neutral and will result in the shift in the production function. What is meant by alpha? Alpha is a constant rate at which technical progress can take place in the time t. L is the fixed supply of land available to the society, but it is fixed or constant. Beta in L beta is the rent share of land load from the agriculture output. P is the total population, that means the workforce in the agriculture sector. And 1 minus beta in the P 1 minus beta represent the share of labor in the agriculture output. Since the supply of land is fixed and no more variable, the equation 1 becomes y is equal to E raised to alpha t into P raised to 1 minus beta. In order to know the contribution of individual labor or the output, divide the equation with the population accordingly. Y by P is equal to E raised to alpha t into P raised to 1 minus beta by P. Here, y is equal to E raised to alpha t into P raised to minus beta, where y is agriculture output per labor. After performing differentiation WRT, T and undergoing some suitable substitution, the production per labor becomes y dot is equal to y into alpha minus beta P raised to dot by P. If we take P dot by P as E, the equation becomes as, here E implies new production rate. According to Jorgensen, agriculture sector is characterized by either by stationary state where low level equilibrium traffic sit. Food output per head is constant and low level. The food supply and population are growing at same positive rate. The steady growth equilibrium is the second one. The food output per head is increasing rapidly than the population, which is increasing at minimum psychological rate. Necessary condition for steady growth equilibrium. Policy implication. A backward agriculture economy can change its current system. It can come out of a low level equilibrium trap by increasing the rate of technical change. Alpha. If alpha can be increased by any social policy, that means without the creation of manufacturing sector, it became positive rather than negative. As a result, there will be steady increase in the output of food or head. Improvement in the medical technique can reduce the rate of mortality, and this will change the rate of reproduction. The net reproduction rate will rise. Population will increase at a rapid rate than before. Ultimately, an improvement in medical technique without any change in other parameters of this model will result in the immiseration of the surveying members of the population, and because of the food output per head will be lower than before. And the next one, the institutional changes, that means by the government, family, religion, rules or any social welfare programs, etc. can prove effective in the reducing in the reproduction rate. When the food output per head is constantly increasing, agriculture surplus may be generated. According to Jorgens, agriculture surplus per member of the agriculture labor is S is equal to y minus y plus. Y is equal to agriculture output per head. Y plus is equal to the level of output per man where reproduction rate is maximum. If A is agriculture population and M is a manufacturing population, P is equal to A plus M. If P is equal to A, it implies that whole labor force are in agriculture sector. According to Jorgensen, labor may be freed from land until agriculture surplus is reduced to zero by using them in manufacturing sector. If the manufacturing sector is not having sufficient growth rate to absorb all the excess labor force, all or part of them will continue to be produced surplus in the agriculture sector, so as a part of all of the surplus may be consumed in the form of increased leisure by the agriculture workers. In fact, it is always good if there is agriculture surplus than there is a shortage of food. Y greater than Y plus is good for the economy and Y less than Y plus is not good for the economy. When no activity is taking place in manufacturing sector, all the economic activity will be in the agriculture sector alone. Next we can look into what is meant by the manufacturing sector. The production in the manufacturing sector is a function of labor and capital. Technical progress is a constant rate. Hence, constant return to scale exit in the manufacturing sector. Production function in the manufacturing sector is x is equal to f bracket k comma m comma small t. The level of manufacturing output is a function of stock of capital and manufacturing labor force. However, the output in the sector is not the sole contribution of k and m volume alone. Rate of technical progress is rapid in this sector. Each time, the corresponding K and M together determine the manufacturing output with the support of the existing technology. The production function in the manufacturing sector is in the Cobb-Douglas production form, hence constant return to scale exit in the manufacturing sector. According to Jorgens, if the relative share of labor in manufacturing output is constant and if all the technical change is neutral, the production function in Cobb-Douglas form is as x is equal to A T K into M 1 minus sigma. X is the manufacturing output, A into T is the technological function of time, and sigma is the share of stock of capital in the manufacturing output. 1 minus sigma is the relative share of labor force in the manufacturing output. If the rate of growth of A is constant, then it is expressed as A dot by A is equal to lambda and A dot is equal to A lambda. After differentiation, the above equation becomes as A into T is equal to E lambda T into A into 0. In this model, Jorgensen can examine about the determinants of the rate of capital accumulation. He assumed with candor that industrial workers do not save and property owners do not consume out of the property income. Then the consumption of manufactured goods in both the manufacturing and agriculture sector is equal to the share of labor in the product of the manufacturing sector. The industrial wage rate is determined by the marginal productivity condition. Industrial profit is maximized when the industrial wage rate is equal to the marginal product of the labor. But this industrial profit is maximized only when the industrial wage rate is equal to the marginal product of the labor, and to the Jorgens, profit maximization is in manufacturing sector rather than in agriculture sector. Agriculture workers may move to industrial sector if the industrial wage is sufficiently higher than agriculture wages. Jorgens assumes mu is less than 1 as the ratio between agriculture income per man and the industrial wage rate per man. The total wage will for the economy is expressed as WM is the industrial wage bill. UWA is total agriculture income. 1 minus lambda x is the total consumption manufacturing goods by the workers in both sectors. Jorgens assume that all agriculture income is consumed, so investment in the manufacturing sector is financed entirely out of the incomes of property holders in that sector. According to Jorgens, the share of labor is industrial output is distributed to workers in the form of food, and the consumption goods and agriculture workers have received the proportion of industrial output which must be traded for food. The remainder of agriculture output is available for capital accumulation of investment. Jorgens defined capital accumulation as investment less depreciation, where the depreciation is regarded as constant fraction of capital stock. K dot equal to 1 minus NK, where K is the net capital accumulation, I is the investment, N is the rate of depreciation, and K is the total capital stock of capital. The total industrial output is equal to consumption plus investment. X is equal to 1 minus sigma into X plus I. This implies that the following relation between output and capital stock. And here we can look into the conclusion. It is a positive and growing agriculture surplus and capital accumulation which enables the growth of a backward traditional economy. Once the economy starts growing, it continues to grow. Two fixed initial conditions determine the actual pattern of growth. They are the size of the total population at the time when sustained growth begins, and two, the size of the initial stock of capital. However, the influence of the initial stock of capital vanishes quickly. According to Jorgens, there is no critical level of initial capital stock below which no sustained growth is possible. Instead, even the smallest initial capital stock gives rise to sustained growth. In simple words, a combination of positive and growing agriculture surplus and a small positive initial capital endowment gives rise to take off into self-sustained capital accumulation and increase in output. Finally, the condition which is necessary and sufficient for sustained growth of output in both the agriculture and manufacturing sector. This implies that the development of a dual economy depends not only on the existence of an agriculture surplus in the agriculture sector but also on a technical condition in the manufacturing sector. The more rapid the rate of technical progress and the higher the saving ratio, the more rapid will be the pace of growth in the industrial sector. Ultimately, the industrial sector develops, dominate in the economy and becomes more and more like the advanced economic system and described by Harrow-Dommer growth theory. Professor Jorgens analyzed the property of a dual economy model characterized by an agriculture surplus which gives rise to a manufacturing sector. He examined the development of backward economy in which there is an agriculture surplus or the development of a more advanced industrial sector is possible. In an economy where a change in net rate of reproduction may result in the lessening of agriculture surplus and eventual disappearance of the same. In such cases, the course of development of the economy will be different. Disappearance of the agriculture surplus result in the stoppage of manufacturing activity. Due to the absence of investment, exiting stock of capital will undergo depreciation without any replacement. This leads to the this leads to the situation of low-level equilibrium trap. However, according to Jorgens, even a low level of equilibrium trap corresponding to the existence of an initial level of agriculture output. That means the industrial output and stock of capital will be stable. If the rate of growth of agricultural labor force is rapid than the rate of growth of population, there will be a decline in agriculture surplus and a consequent decline in manufacturing activity. It declines absolutely that eventually it becomes zero at a point of time. And this is known by Jorgen's model. Thank you.